Good morning and welcome to the Business Update segment. In our story for today, according to provisional data from the Ghana Statistical Service, Ghana's economy saw a growth of 6.9% in the second quarter of 2024. This is an increase from 4.7% growth observed in the first quarter. The service sector was the leading contributor to the growth in the second quarter, making up 44.2%. It was followed by the industry sector, which contributed 32.2%, and the agriculture sector, which accounted for 23.6%.
Recorded 43 billion Ghana cedis for the second quarter of 2024 relative to 40 billion Ghana cedis for the second quarter of 2023. Based on these constant figures, the economy grew by 6.9% in the second quarter of 2024. In the second quarter of 2024, Ghana's economy grew by 6.9% relative to the 2.5% that the economy experienced in the second quarter of 2023.
In our second story, the Bank of Ghana has announced that it has strengthened its supervisory and monitoring mechanism in the financial sector to curb the rising number of fraud cases. This move follows the finding of its latest annual fraud reports, which revealed that the number of bank and specialized deposit-taking institutions staff involved in fraudulent activities increased from 188 in 2022 to 274 in 2023, marking a 46% rise. Additionally, the financial losses due to fraud grew by 7%, reaching 88 million cedis during the same period. On this very story, today we'll be speaking with an analyst, financial analyst on this. But before we get into the conversation for this fraudulent activity, let's take a look at the data from the Bank of Ghana's reports from 2020 to 2023. The data that shows that indeed there is a rise in fraud activities in the banking sector, in the PSP sector, in the SDI sector. So producer will display that on the screen shortly. So viewers, you have a look at it and we will speak to it, whilst Dr. Prince Jima would also join us shortly after that. So as you can see on your screen, that's the fraud loss for the period of 2020 to 2023. That's banks and SDI, fraudulent withdrawals. In 2020, we had, producer, please take me to the first data. Take me to the first data. Let's get to the first data. Yes, so from the first data in 2020, we had ATM and cards and POS fraud. That's 8,191.37 Ghana cedis. That was a loss. Looking at 2021, it increased to 22,850.67 pesos. In 2022, too, we had 34.32 Ghana cedis. Going to 2023, 3,528 Ghana cedis. So as you can see on your screen, when you go to check fraud tool, the same thing, cyber fraud. When you go to that of e-money, forgery and manipulation of documents. Producer, let's go to the next data so that viewers will get to know what is really happening in the banking sector. So that's the next data. That's the fraudulent withdrawals. That's if people withdraw from your account without your notice, and it's really alarming. It's very, very alarming. And looking at that of the credit fraud, that's lending, the impersonation, the orders, remittance. So this is the data that make us understand that indeed things are increasing. Looking at 2020, it was 25,409 Ghana cedis, 58 pesos. Looking at that of the 2021, that was 61,135.5 pesos. Looking at that of 2022 to 56,348. That of 2023, 72,540. And it's very, very alarming. Due to this, we'll be speaking with a financial analyst in the person of Dr. Prince Jima, who is a senior lecturer at the University of Akintina Piam Inka University of Skill Training and Entrepreneurial Development. He is a PhD holder and also a chartered auditor and a chartered accountant. Dr. Prince Jima will join us shortly. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, please, good morning and welcome to Business Update segment on Cocoa Digest Morning Show.
Yeah, good morning, Clement. How are you and your team?
Sir, we are doing so wonderful. And thank you so much for always being available for us. So I want to use this opportunity to congratulate you for the milestone, because 600 citations in article writing, it's not easy. And I want to use this opportunity to congratulate you on that milestone in your life.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Sir, we would like
hard
to.
Work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard work. So, I mean, with God and hard work, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Okay, sir. That's so amazing, and this actually should motivate the young ones watching us that you can do it. Since our own Dr. Prinjima has done it, you can also do it.
Yes.
So, sir, let's move straight into our conversation. An amount of 88 million cedis was lost to fraudulent withdrawals in the banking sector. So, what is your opinion on all this issue?
Yeah, it's very quite alarming. I mean, in fact, yesterday when I got the documents, I was going through and I was asking myself so many questions that what are we doing as a country? Because if you look at the statistics, the data, it tells you that, I mean, there's a rise in fraudulent activities, and particularly in foreign currencies, which for me, Ghana is really losing in terms of its Ghana cedis terms.
Okay.
Because now when you check how our foreign currency is, I mean, in terms of our Ghana cedis depreciating against our foreign currencies, and a situation whereby there's huge rise in fraudulent activities, then it's very, very alarming. Okay. And I think that the financial sector in Ghana, I mean, is facing so many challenges when it comes to security and fraud prevention. Okay. I mean, looking at the statistics, it shows that it's still rising. I mean, if we check from 2021 to 2022, where it jumps to about 65%. Yeah. And currently now it has also jumped by extra 7%. Yeah. It tells you that we need to strengthen our security, and the Bank of Ghana and all other stakeholders. I mean, we need to come up with some approach of trying to resolve. I will share some of the approach maybe at the end of the interview. I mean, some of the approach to be able to, in fact, stop these activities. Otherwise, I mean, we don't know what is going to happen in 2024, and we don't know what is going to happen in 2025 and beyond. I mean, it can be more alarming than what we see now. So we need to look at it as soon as possible to find a lasting solution to these electronic fraud.
Okay, so thank you so much. In your submission, you said you have a lot of work to do, especially in the technology aspect of the banking sector. So, yes. I think Bank of Ghana has come out with a lot of things that he thinks the banks are supposed to do. And it's quite alarming that someone wake up early in the morning and get to know that his money has been withdrawn from his account without his notice as a result of mostly they are attributing it to the your number, linking it to your bank account. So could you say that we have a lot of loopholes in our technology in terms of banking industry?
Yes, definitely, my brother. I mean, there's so many loopholes. There's so many loopholes, and you know, these kind of fraudulent activities. When you check, I mean, theory illiterate does not lie. Okay. There's something called what you call fraud triangle. Okay. And it will tell you some of the factors that people base on it to commit these crimes. I mean, the opportunity is there for people. If the opportunity is there for people, I mean, it will happen. And you see, for me, one of the particular aspects of these fraud activities is the staff, the employees of these financial institutions. Because most of these fraud activities are committed by some of the employees of that institution. Because when they have our data, they have all our biometrics, they have all our information concerning our savings and everything. Okay, sir. So when you check critically, you realize that the fraud activities, because when you check, you said that staff involvement is about 56%. Okay. So it tells you that the number of bank workers where some people have worked for several years are not being promoted. They think that, no, I need to be promoted. I need to get this salary. Somebody just came in 2 years ago, 1 year ago. He's taking more salary than me. And there's public pressure. What will the person do? The person will involve himself in fraud activities. Yeah. Just to make sure that he can able to satisfy, his luxury lifestyle.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Yes, there was a data I projected earlier. I want the producer to project that data again on the screen. So, producer, no, project it in place of me. I want you to put it on the screen for viewers to have a look. I say speaking to it so that viewers will have to make comparison on that. So, sir, please, you can go on with your submission.
Yes. So you see, when you check even the complaints by individuals,
okay,
it's just 7% that you see from people,
okay.
And you can further check the data from some of the complaints that was done, I think, in 2023. We realized that the Bank of Ghana and other institutions across board, they had about 490 something complaints through emails, through walk-in, and through all of them. You realize that the customers involved were not as much as compared to staff involvement. And what will cause a staff to involve in activities? It is one, the opportunities that they have in their possession. Number two, the pressures that they get from people and family. And there's something called rationalization. As I've told you, when you look at the fraud triangle, we have these three key components that can lead to these fraud activities. So what will happen if I think that I have worked for so many years, I've not been promoted, and I deserve this kind of money, but somebody doesn't work? He doesn't even come to work, but the person is taking you some of money. How also based on available information to steal? And that is what is going on in most of these financial institutions. You get my point? And there's no proper internal control system. You get my point? Sometimes when I go to ATM machines, I'm always scared. The reason why I'm scared is that when someone is standing behind me or beside me and I'm going to withdraw it, sometimes I'm scared that won't this person see my PIN numbers and other stuff which I'm entering in the ATM machine? So these are some of the things that, my brother, if care is not taken, where Ghana we are now moving to the era of digitalization, where we are trying to move everything to the clouds and to the digital world. If you don't put in proper internal controls, if you don't put in strict securities and strict pathways to some of the things you are using online, trust me, we will continue to see a high rise in these fraud activities. And now, my brother, you and I know that now most of Ghanaians are now moving to what they call electronic banking, electronic online shopping, and the rest. And I'm telling you that is where the perpetrators and the scammers are also targeting. Because now we are moving from the traditional way of doing things to a very formalized way in terms of electronic issues. And trust me, if care is not taken, these numbers we are saving will not even be enough. It will go beyond these numbers. And the staff involvement also will go beyond these numbers. When staff are not being remunerated well, they are not motivated well, it will even go beyond these figures that you are seeing. Because it's scary that if you take 2022, it was only just 82 million. The total loans due to fraud was only 82 million. It can jump to 288 million. As you just look at the difference, it tells you that if we as Ghanaians, including the bank sector as a whole, don't put a very strict kind of security, then we are going to see huge numbers. And my brother, anytime government is bringing a solution, at times you look at just one side. You just look at one side of it. You don't look at other side. Because when you realize that these activities are involved by three people, the first people is the customer him or herself. The next one is the institution, the bank, or the organization involved. And the third person is the staff. Now, the organization involved is, I'm talking about the top management, right from the top management to the lower level people, including the employees and the rest, and then the customer themselves. And then the systems that have been put in place. And we realize that anytime you are bringing a solution, you look at only the systems. If you are bringing internal controls, you look at only the systems involved. We forgot about the management, including the staff and the customer.
Okay.
So if you want to prevent all these things, the do I say, the policies and the rules and regulations should not only target only the controls that we are putting in place. But
Okay, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Carmen.
Yes, sir. You made mention of the banks also being affected with this. So, sir,
Yes.
with this issue happening in the banking sector, would one say that our trust in the banking sector in Ghana, is it going to reduce? Because people will be wondering, putting my money there, and by the time I realize it's not there, is it going to affect the banking sector stability in Ghana?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, it's going to affect the banking sector because, I mean, I'm sure if fraud continue to happen, I mean, whose money are we going to use to offset it? It's our own savings, or
yeah,
it's our own savings. So if these laws continue to happen, at the end of the day, the bank also have to increase interest rates. The bank also have to find a way of trying to recoup the money that has been lost. So at the end of the day, interest rates on loans will go high because they need to also get gains or income to be able to, offset these losses. So definitely, I mean, the trust will not be there. You get my point?
Yes, please.
So for me, it is high time that it is not only about the control systems. It's high times we also look at people that we employ in the banking system, and then also the customer. We ourselves also should be paid. It should not only be the bank itself, because some customers, their password, for example, their password to even their social media account, to their emails account, to their bank account is the same. And if people get to know these passwords that you are using, what will happen? Because in theory, there's something called the bad apple or the bad cop. Now, this bad cop, I mean, they are man us, whether you like it or yes, not all of us are good people. So if your password is very weak and people get to know your password, I mean, what is going to happen? Sometimes I'm so surprised that even in the banking sector, some of the staff, their password also to their operational activities, or let me say, the password that they also enter for them to open to their laptop for them to work. It's so weak. To the extent that
hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, before you go, you made mention of some customers, like viewers watching us, who ATM password is the same as their Momo password, and even their that of their Gmail. People use the same password all across. What advice will you give to such people so that they will not be a victim of fraud?
I will advise that people should restrict from these kind of things, because for me, your password should be strong enough that it is only you that know. Maybe, for example, well, if it's your husband or your wife that you want to reveal to them, I don't have any issue about that. But it should be strong enough. Sometimes some people, their password is just easy. Some of them even use the telephone numbers as their password. The first 4 digits of their telephone numbers as their password. So the scammer, what the scammer will do is that you go to online, and at times when you go to the online, for example, most of the banking sector, they'll give you a username, and then you have a password. Some of them, instead of them to create a strong password, maybe at least 10 characters, including numbers and special numbers, maybe like arts and the rest, they will use the telephone numbers, the first 10 digits or the first 4 digits as their password. And some of these perpetrators, they will just go online, try and see. And for example, if people is able to log into your account online, they can able to transfer money from your account.
Yeah.
Because they use assets for the usernames and the rest. At times, the staff in the bank, those who are not motivated, can reveal to these perpetrators and tell them that, this person, when he came to the banking today, his password was the telephone number. So let's try it online and see if the telephone number can work. And it works for them. People use their Ghana card numbers as their password, and it is wrong. You get my point? At times you can combine it with your date of birth. You can combine it with your maybe like your name or something.
Okay, so
you get my point?
Yes.
I was telling someone that I mean, the way maybe God Almighty is fair. When you take your phone, you realize that the numbers have these letters under it. So maybe if it's God, the God is. I mean, you can use such thing to create your password instead of you using your telephone numbers and then all these things. I mean, these people can able to actually get your information online and withdraw your money.
Okay.
And withdraw your money. Yes.
Okay.
So these are some of the things that they have to kind of check.
Okay, so in your opinion, what other steps do you think that these banks and the SDI and the PSP are supposed to take as quick as possible to solve this issue?
Good. I think that for me, individuals, for example, customers, I would advise Ghanaians that any information that you receive that verify this, click on this, please walk into the bank and ask.
Okay.
At times, if the numbers are not unofficial, most Ghanaians, let me tell you, most Ghanaians in Ghana, where they are saving, they don't even know the official numbers of their bank.
Yes.
They don't even know. So if I ask myself, if you take MTN, for example, if you take Vodafone and all of them, what do you call it, Telecel, now they have an official number that calls you for information. When you want to get information, you dial that's 100 and you get the information. Fire service have their own unique number. So if a number calls you and that number is normal numbers like you and I are using, why still give them information? So I will advise Ghanaians that anywhere you are saving, get the official emails and the official telephone numbers of the bank. Now, my brother, there's something called phishing. People, some of the scammers, they can send fake emails that look the same as the emails coming from your bank. But you need to always verify. You need to always verify that information, whether it is really coming from where you are banking. You get my point?
Yes, please.
Also, now, I will also advise that we always have to have a strong password. We always have to have a strong password. We shouldn't use one password for our Momo PIN, our ATM, our online transactions, and everything. Let's get, if you think that you cannot remember them, you can write it and save it somewhere for future reference.
Okay, sir.
It shouldn't be like your password for your ATM card is same as Momo PIN and all of them. You have to be very careful.
Okay.
And then also, we also have to be very careful. We have to always monitor our accounts.
Okay.
At times, some of us, we don't even check our accounts at all. We need to actually check our accounts frequently to make sure that the balance that we are expecting should be always one. Should be there.
Sir.
Another thing that I will also is that Ghanaians, we also like fake investment. Fake investments. There's rampant investment fraud.
Okay.
We always want to get rich overnight.
Okay, sir.
I always try to say that any organization that will give you 2 times of the free rates, the risk-free rates in Ghana, you have to be very careful. If the treasury rate is 29%, and somebody is giving you about 2 times or 3 times of that rate as your income on investment, be very careful. Most of them are fraud.
Okay, so there's a very good point that you've raised, and I think it falls under financial literacy. And moving forward, we will have such discussions with you so you educate viewers on issues like this. Because as you said, most of the time, when you hear interest rates rising on some investments, we quickly rush into it. And by the time we realize we are down to zero. And it's a very good thing. And we'll be having more conversation with you on such issues. And so we are so grateful having you. But before you go, your last words to viewers.
Yes, so my last word to the viewers is that, I think most Ghanaians are not having awareness of these kind of scammings and the rest. I think there should be enough education by the Bank of Ghana and other stakeholders that, fraud is real. It's there. If we keep on educating, especially our people, should I say, with less kind of education, we need to educate them more about some of these precautions that they can take so that, they can able to prevent these fraud activity that is going on. Then I also say that most organizations, especially our banks, are using outdated softwares and then weak passwords. I will also advise that banks, you know that our money, our destiny is in your hands. So we are begging them that they should be able to get up-to-date softwares and have strong passwords to their machines so that if people want to attack, these things can be, easy to prevent. So I wish Ghanaians all the best, and let's be careful, let's be cautious, and then let's authenticate our emails, let's have strong passwords, and let's keep on monitor our accounts closely. And I know for sure we can able to reduce this fraud activity that is going on in our country.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Prince Jima, Senior Lecturer of Amstead Actually, he was traveling, but because of you and I, he's supposed to pack and just speak with us on this very issue. Thank you so much, and always watching Business Update segment. He said one thing, and I know you don't want to miss, or you just don't want to forget. One particular thing he said, that if you have one password for all your accounts, please desist from it as soon as possible. Some of us, we are going to change it, so we also want to change it. So you don't want to be a victim of such activity ongoing. Thank you so much. I am Clement Yaban Kwe. Up next is the main discussion with Yaira Abuno and her guest. Stay tuned.